Marketing in 2025 is wild. Savvy customers spot fake messaging instantly, privacy changes make ad targeting a nightmare, and everyone needs more content than ever. That's why you have to check out HubSpot's new marketing trends report. It doesn't just show you what's changing, it shows you exactly how to deal with it. Everything's backed by research, but focused on marketing plays you can use tomorrow. You ready to turn marketing hurdles into results? Go to clickhubspot.com/marketing to download it for free. All right, good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, April 1st. I'm John Weigell here with Sara Friedman, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Thanks to a few startups, AI can now be used to create custom jewelry, clothing, rugs, and so much more. Products can be made now from just text and image prompts, similar to the, vibe coding we've all been hearing about. So what does this mean for the design industry, and how much money is being thrown around? We'll chat about that in a bit, but first let's give you the news in business and tech. To kick it off today, yesterday, Amazon introduced Nova Act, a new AI model that can do simple tasks for you inside a web browser. This brings the world of AI agents a bit more into reality for everybody, but it's still very rudimentary and can't be operated without any supervision yet. Next, mortgage company Rocket Co. will acquire Mr. Cooper Group, Inc. in a $9.4 billion deal, creating what Bloomberg is calling a, quote, mortgage behemoth that will handle 1 in every 6 U.S. mortgages. Rocket acquired Redfin Corporation last month in a $1.75 billion deal and has started using AI to save its underwriters some time. I would have to think that this could be an antitrust issue, but maybe more on that a little later. And next, we get to Isomorphic Labs, which is the Alphabet-backed AI drug discovery company. It raised $600 million in its first external fundraising round. The company said it's going to now use the new funding to, quote, turbocharge its AI research and development, aiming to one day cure all diseases with AI's help. Sara, what's some more information about this?
Yeah, obviously that sounds like a really lofty promise. This is a company that's built on software that was developed by DeepMind, and it includes tech called AlphaFold, and that can actually predict DNA and RNA behavior. So the long-term goal here is basically that the drug discovery process could happen maybe entirely on computers rather than in labs, which would, save massive amounts of time and money. These are highly regulated, very expensive processes. So that could potentially be really amazing. These are things that would be applied to finding treatments for everything from cancer to immune disorders. So being able to speed up this process is a very big deal, not just in a corporate business sense, but for real life patients. And something I've been watching closely. We've been talking about using AI for drug discovery, since the very beginning inklings of AI came about. So it's kind of exciting to see this all coming together now.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's exciting to see a lot of funding behind it. Over $500 million already committed to this. So it seems like a good thing for once.
I hope so.
And finally, Venice, Italy says it will host Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's wedding in late June, but it denied reports that the event will throw the city into chaos. Venice promised only 200 guests will attend and that, quote, the event will be absolutely respectful of the fragility and uniqueness of the city. I went to Venice once. I was with 2 other guests, and I believe the city plunged into chaos. So I can only imagine what an extra 200 will do. So, if you're listening to this podcast, you are more than likely thinking about business ideas. Every entrepreneur has a million ideas vying for attention in their brain, and there's probably that one idea you can't stop thinking about. The one that came to you at 2 a.m. that you got up and wrote down somewhere. Well, I'm here to tell you that idea could be worth $5,000 right now. The Hustle and Indie Hackers are teaming up to find the next great founder and get them started with $5,000. All you got to do is record a 60-second video pitch telling us your business idea, how it makes money, and why it's awesome. One winner gets $5,000 cash plus promotion to millions of Hustle readers. Make sure you enter by April 4th at thehustle.co/bigbreak. That's thehustle.co/bigbreak. You can also click the link in the show notes of this episode.
The winner will be announced on April 11th right here on The Hustle Daily Show, The Hustle Newsletter, and on The Hustle's social accounts. Now get to pitching.
And to our main story today, I mentioned above top, there are a few companies out there helping customers use generative AI to create their own actual custom-made products. So Sarah, can we talk about some of these companies and what they're doing here?
Yeah, so one company in the space is called Arcade, and they're a generative AI platform that launched in 2024. They just closed a $25 million Series A funding round, which brings their total funding to $42 million. Basically, the way it works is customers, they like to call them dreamers, which I appreciate, can use text and image prompts to essentially create their own custom jewelry pieces. So you would write a prompt and then it will give you multiple options of designs. You can tweak them and then they're paired with real jewelry makers so that you can actually have your idea made into an actual necklace or pair of earrings. You can pick silver or gold as the actual material. And then these things actually get shipped to you and show up at your door. So it's a really cool concept that you can kind of play a part in the design process of your jewelry. And it seems to be catching on. The company said that there have been 650,000 jewelry designs on the platform in 3 months. So people are really liking it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you seen something or a shirt or a piece of clothing and said, maybe if it had this, I would buy it, or maybe if it was a little less this color and more that color, I'd buy it. So I think this is a great way to start that process without actually becoming a designer, without actually starting a business and generating clothes to work with this company to develop that. And from what I understand, they're also expanding into other avenues past jewelry, right?
Yeah, they just introduced custom-made handwoven rugs. So they're now dipping into home goods. I'm assuming this is probably just the first product of many in the home goods space if it goes well. But same idea here, like how high you want the pile of the rug to be, what weave, the pattern, the color, the material. So yeah, these are things we've, all thought of before. Like, as you said, it would be really cool to be able to have these skills, but these are really niche skills that very few people have. These are artisans all over the world who know how to do these things specifically. So it's kind of awesome that customers could play a part in it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this also brings up a ton of concerns in terms of AI usage and taking over the jobs of people who design these and create them and all that. But we'll get to that in a little bit because I do want to talk about another business that you brought up here called Offscript. Can you tell me about them a little bit?
Yeah, so this is kind of like a Kickstarter meets physical AI platform combo. They let users fund each other's ideas. So this could be anything from they had vases, purses, t-shirts, and essentially creators can publish their product concepts to the app. Not all of the concepts are using AI. Some are just professional designers who have made these things by hand the old-fashioned way, but some are with assistance from an AI studio that's powered by Stable Diffusion. And once a concept is published, you just need to get 100 likes before it's assigned a price and a minimum order quantity. And then the product has 30 days to generate enough orders. And then Offscript will start production and ship directly to customers. And the company takes the 30% cut of all the sales. But again, just a really cool way if you have an idea, but you don't have the hard skills to, make the puffer coat. This is a cool way to bring your concept to life and to sell it.
Yeah, it seems like AI is coming in to do a lot of those things in the middle of actually having the skill or, in the sense of coding,
Right.
with people using platforms like Cursor to just spit out code instead of generating it themselves or learning how to do it themselves. It definitely makes things faster and it definitely gives you more customization up front, especially in the products that you ordered. It sounds like all of this speeds up design processes. It sounds like it speeds up your path to getting things. So it really seems like a home run in terms of investing. Do you know how much has been invested towards this area of AI?
Yeah, according to McKinsey, they're predicting that just in product research and design alone, generative AI could unlock $60 billion in productivity. So as you said, this will play a big part in kind of the initial design process for companies. They can get consumer feedback really quickly and easily and kind of save that upfront time, money, cash, and theoretically have AI do the work upfront, receive that feedback, and then work on a physical product the way they normally would.
Mm-hmm. And this is obviously probably cutting time in other industries. And you noted GM has used it as well, right?
Yeah. So GM used AI models to generate more than 100 seatbelt bracket design alternatives, and one of which ended up being 40% lighter and 20% stronger than the original. That is a massive amount of work for engineers. Obviously, they're applying their specialized knowledge here. Like, not everyone could go in and have the same outcome. This still took GM engineers to accomplish, but
Sure.
I think it's a valuable tool for specialists to be able to improve products and make the process faster.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would argue that seatbelt bracket design is good for mass production. But when you think of smaller artisan things, you think like the Etsy stores of the world. This could pose a problem for them. Obviously, it's not so widespread yet, but I think there is room for that to kind of take over the arts industry a little bit. But the core entity of it, it still needs to be operated by a person. So at least they have that going for it.
Yeah, I think that's why arcade, that kind of concept is interesting because it really is a team effort. I think it's giving the customer the feeling of creating their design. But again, at the end of the day, there is an artisan on the other side of this who is crafting it with their hands out of real materials. So I think this is actually kind of a nice in-between in a way that AI could, maybe actually help artists and craftsmen rather than hurt.
Right. Assistance and augmentation, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
All right. And that's going to be it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig. Our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. Go subscribe at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. And we will see you tomorrow.
Hey, everybody. I've been listening to this awesome podcast lately. You know it. You love it. My First Million, hosted by Sam Parr and Sean Puri, is brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. My First Million features famous guests like Alex Hormozi, Sophia Amoruso, and Hassan Minhaj, sharing their secrets on how they made their first $1 million and how to apply their learnings to capitalize on today's business trends and opportunities. Talk about somebody that's really in the now. They had on Mr. Beast recently, and Mr. Beast talked about his origin story and how he made his first $1 million and how you can make anything go viral if you really try to do it, which is a great listen. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. You can catch all the recent episodes whenever you want, and you can listen to My First Million wherever you get your podcasts.